Hello everyone. Good evening and good morning. So am I audible properly?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So basically, when we think of ourselves from a perspective of a teacher or from a perspective of a presenter, so what happens is when a teacher is giving a presentation or when a teacher is giving a lecture to a class of students, say something 50 students, so he always has a thought in his mind that if I had a feedback system which could be near real time or which could be better than or which could be earlier than the feedback system which is right now in place, that is the offline feedback system. So this will help him to improve his actual deliverable contents and how he can deliver better in future. So taking this in mind and some of the other idea taking in this in mind, we came up with a solution or we thought of it as a question and a solution that we can come up with something which can be a non non-intrusive feedback system where we don't need to go to the students or where we don't need to go to the audience to get the feedback from them. So we tried something with a emotion recognizer system which will help us to just detect the emotions and try to give the feedback to the actual presenter or a teacher, which will be near real time so that he can improve it much faster and will help the even the university, if you are thinking from a university or institution perspectives, it will help them to improve the contents and the deliverable to the students. So I'll just quickly move to what we have done. So over here, we will have a video stream, which will be somewhere in the room at the corner. So it will capture all the frames. So in this video stream, what we are doing is we are capturing a frames per second. We can improve the frequency of the per second to like 0. 0.3, in the sense half per to 2 per second. So that will all depend on how accurate we want the system to be. So right now we are capturing 1 frame per second, and then we are taking each frame and giving it to the face recognizer system. The face recognizer system which we are right now using is the MTCNN face recognizer system. So what this face recognizer system will do is it will try to detect all the faces from the frames, and then it will segregate all the faces, and then this all the faces will be pushed to a emotion classifier system. So what this emotion classifier system does is it will give you the probability of how how much probability, like consider that there's a phase which was very happy in the sense there are so what actually we call it as happy and what actually we call it as angry is uh, there are something called as landmark on each faces. So consider that your eyebrows, corner of your eyebrows or corner of your eyes are considered as the landmark. So there are actually 64 landmarks on your face. So what they do is combination of this landmark, they tell them that this is what this is what defines anger. So what we have done is we have trained the system so that it can detect this landmark, and according to the combination of landmark it will give the probability that this phase is an angry phase or this phase is a fear phase on the basis of probability. Like each and every output of this emotion classifier system will be an array, and each array will have 6 attributes which will be anger, angry, fear, happy, sad, surprise, and neutral. So each will have their own probability. So what we then do is we will segregate all this data and we'll try to display it to the user so that he can decide on where and how his presentation was being adopted by the audience, so that he can further improve his content or he can further improve how he is delivering the content. So I'll just quickly move down to demo. So if is there any question? I think right now you can see there are two audiences in our boardroom. One is Raja and one is Ankita. So I think others are sitting scattered. So these both of them, these are the only faces in the right in the current video frames and video streams. So the red dots, what you are seeing in these faces, are actually the landmarks. So we have selected some of the landmarks and we are trying to plot it so that we can demo it to the students, to the audiences. So then you can, one more, you can see there's one more phase coming up, so which is coming and going. So these are the things which you can see. So now, so what we are doing is we are taking this and putting everything into the database, and then we are trying to demo it. So I'll just quickly show the demo, so how it looks. So over here we'll be seeing the demo. So here we see that this is how the faces are being detected. So what this green says is happy face. So what is the percentage of happy faces are there? So this is actually, so like if we consider one of the bar, so it is like number of faces. And what was the face? So if we say green, it is a happy face. If we say fear, the person is fear, and if it is blue, so it is angry. So and at the bottom we can see that there's a graph which says that most of it is green, and then there's a very less percentage of angry, and then there's some percentage of fear is also there. So using this interaction we can see that most of the persons are happy, most of the persons are happy. So we can say that the things went good and the audience were happy with whatever we presented. So I'll just quickly move back to the slide. So I think that was the demo part. So we can use this in multiple ways. So we can, whatever we are right now having is we are having a very minimal amount of data set. We are using an open source data set. We can use a bigger data set to get a much better predictions in future, and we can use this over a time to improve our curriculum, over a time to improve the teachers ability, and we can even distinguish between how the content is being and which teacher is delivering which content better. So this will help us in from the business perspective also. We are all in higher education, so we can give it to our clients and then they can take it forward to their classes, and this will help them to improve their contents also. So I think this is all from my side, and any questions?
Nice job. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
Agreed. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Well, one thing I was thinking about, and I know I've talked to Raja about, is whether it could be used to kind of improve, not just give more input into who's speaking, but if they were looking at the screen while they looked confused, whether you could offer them additional help in terms of the user interface itself. But I think that's just a tweak to what you've done anyway. So
yeah, we can do those improvements in the future. So this just we wanted to have, like, we wanted to start with something and then we can go on improving. I think this is it from my side. Thank you everyone for listening.